Okay, hey, this is Christos. Let's see, we're gonna hook on my mic. Um, okay, let's see here. Nothing but utter and perfect professionality. Okay, um, Christos, and let's delve back in. If whoever is watching this has been following chronologically, we're about in 1978. The following few years, all this time is really just kind of disconnected stories that I recall. And, you know, it's probably going to be like that anyway until I get to like 5 years ago, because I'm old and, you know, I don't remember so much. So let's see here. So after my grandmother died, my mom was kind of lost. She'd been abused by her father, and he at some point up and left them. I'm not sure when really, but he just disappeared, I guess. And my brother was the story that I heard was that he was conceived at a party, and his father just ghosted my mom. Never was in the picture again. And as mentioned in previous videos, my biological father was a drunk, abusive prick. Seemed very much, along the lines of her father. Seemed that there's a pattern there. So when her mother died, it was very rough for her. Yeah, I need those. It was super rough for her. So some friend of hers that I don't recall, I think her name might have been Brenda, somehow convinced her to move to the country and rent a farmhouse down the street from where she lived. And this was in South China, Maine. So that's what we did. We moved up there and lived in this farmhouse, and from what I remember of it, it was great. It was awesome. We were only there for about a year, I think, give or take, a couple of months. I know that I know that I went to school there. I'm not really sure. I think I might have been in first grade, or I might have spent some kindergarten there too. But it's hard to tell. I don't remember so many details. just a bunch of little chunks of things. One of the one of my mom's favorite stories to tell at Christmas time, which, you know, I feel like I remember this, but I could just be remembering the details that my mom has told over and over again. But this was, since we were not really a religious family, whenever talking about, the Christmas spirit and that sort of thing, this was a story that my mom fell back on. We were very, very poor when we moved up there, which may have been one of the reasons we picked South China. But we didn't have any money, and I mean this was a reoccurring theme for most of my childhood. But at this time, after my grandmother died, it was especially true. My mom was working as a typist in an insurance company in Augusta, and she could barely pay for gas, much less Christmas gifts or things of that nature. And one night while driving home in a snowstorm, she was apparently feeling very bad because we didn't have a Christmas tree or Christmas gifts or anything really. It was I believe that the farmhouse was furnished, so none of the stuff in it was ours. But we were driving home from somewhere, and the truck in front of us dropped something out of the back of the truck, and my mom slammed on the brakes, and we all went off the road into the ditch. And it turned out that what had fallen out of the truck was a packed and tied Christmas tree, and there was nobody else around. The truck didn't stop, so my mom took it, and my mom and my brother threw it in the back of the car, and we had a hatchback, so just threw it in the back of the car and drove in the cold the rest of the way home. And we had a Christmas tree that year for Christmas, and that really the story really meant a lot to my mom, even if she knew deep down that there's nothing mystical about it. I think that she likes to think that even though things can be shitty, that they don't have to always be shitty. So that was our Christmas in South China, Maine. One other quick story to tell about South China is really one of the only other things I remember about this is I was not much of a sports player, but my brother was either my brother was playing like t-ball, or our babysitter was a softball player, something along those lines. But we were in the front yard in the farmhouse, and we had started to play baseball. We had a tee and everything, and we just would hit the ball and run around and whatever. So this farmhouse was an actual farm. Like, there were cows and everything there, and they were taken care of by whoever owns the farmhouse. I don't really remember them. But I was out in the fields playing baseball, and there was a cow patty in the field, and at the time I didn't know what it was. So I think I thought it was like a mushroom or something. So I was kind of kicking at it and trying to break it and see what it was with my foot. And I was looking down, and at that moment, my brother, he screamed, "Chris, heads up." And to my little boy brain, I instantly thought that meant to look up. And I looked up, and the baseball hit me square in the face and broke my nose in 2 places. And as you can see, my nose is pretty off balance. One nostril is significantly bigger than the other one. There's you can see here where it was broken. I mean, it's not severe as some breaks I've seen, but so I broke my nose twice because I was playing with cow shit while everybody else was playing baseball and I wasn't paying attention. Isn't that lovely? So that's how I broke my nose. So that's about it for South China, Maine. I think we're gonna call it for this video. The next video will be about 1979, 1980, when we moved from the farmhouse and we go to Bath, Maine, and move in with a family that used to live across the street from my grandmother, with 3 kids and a woman. And it was kind of a shit show. So I'll be doing that video next. Jasmine, Jack, Silas, I love you guys. Everybody else, hey, I guess I love you too. Thanks for watching. See ya.